Hey guys, I'm back again with another Jake's Metal chat. Um, just checking, yeah, sounds on obviously. Just checking to put on t-shirt today. Embodiment, Bristol's very own. Uh, I got some CDs here to recommend before I let my guest in. Um, don't think he's on yet. No, he's not on yet. Anyway, let me do the CD recommendations. Um, Basically, I want to just show you some bands that you may or may not know. If you do know them, great. But for those out there who want to listen to something new, then I highly recommend it. Highly recommend them. So I'm going to go with with CDs that I got today. That I got put. That's better. That I got delivered in the post today. I couldn't get that out, and that is the Finnish death doom metal band Crips. Just got these today. I saw these guys early this year in London at Film Fest. That's the name of the albums. Not, yeah, Remnants of Expansion and Cadaver Circulation. Just hoping I can get those right before I fuck them up anymore. For various tracks from there and got to catch them. I caught like the last minute or so because I went off and got food because I was like, oh, I'll go get food. Came back, I was like, crap. But yeah, definitely they're from Dark Descent Records, these two albums, and yeah, definitely pick them up from their it's from their Big Cartel, I believe, if I remember correctly. Or look that up while waiting for my guest. But yeah, definitely check these guys out whenever gigs are actually allowed to go back, go ahead. And with that, I got a patch that's over there and I can't be bothered. And you probably noticed my Friday 13 Part 3 Jason and Halloween 2 Michael Myers. Got those on my birthday. Just as a present to myself. And I got myself a beer in my Hobgoblin glass. It's not Hobgoblin. It's this one West Coast Hop Bomb. Don't know Hop Bomb, but just thought quickly show what beer I'm drinking and see if anyone knows it. Now these are the other recommendations. I'm going to show two British bands. One's from here and the other one's from Birmingham. I will show my mates first, and this is Body Harvest with Parasitic Slavery. Now this is amazing. Absolutely fantastic album. I'm trying to think if I talked about it on my last chat. Can't remember. But I'll have to have a look when I'm waiting for my guest to arrive. But yeah, definitely check out I'm getting glare. Check out this. Yeah, awesome artwork. Awesome bunch of guys. Back of the CD as well. Oh cool. I guess that's it. I'll do these might as well get through to them now. Get through these recommendations. But yeah, definitely check out Body Harvest. Bristol death metal. Definitely give them a like. Definitely check them out. Definitely buy their stuff. Buy their first album, Futile Creation. And if you watched my DSL Custom chat of Jake's Metal chat, Will, the drummer, is also the drummer in Body Harvest. If I've already mentioned that, then I apologise. Next one, Birmingham-based band. This is the album We Die As One by Warlord UK, or Warlord, if you want to call him Warlord. Also a great bunch of guys, and I've like at least a few times thereabouts. And if you got this already, then great. And same with Body Harvest and the two Crips albums that I just showed you. If you got those, brilliant. If you haven't got any of these or this one or the last two I'm going to show you, then definitely pick this up because it's some good old death metal. Definitely. Just because my guest is there, I need to get through this quick. And the last two is another Finnish death metal band, and the last one is going to be an American band. This is the Finnish death doom metal band, and I showed this on the chat with the vocalist of this band, Kelly. The album is called Realm of Ash and Blood, and it's by Solifus. Now, this is some great stuff. My favorite album from this year. One of my all-time favorites from this year, along with Deus Holocaustum. Album. This as well, and there's a few others as well. But definitely pick this up if you haven't got already. You can get on $20 spin, or from their own Bandcamp store, wherever you want to get it from, really. Entirely up to you. And the last one is Spectral Voice with sorry, trying to find it. There we go. It's in Freuded Corridors of Unbeing. I probably said the first name wrong, but there's the CD. Saw these guys with Demolic the first time in 2018. That was at the Boston Music Room in London. Whoever was there, feel free to comment down below. And I saw them again here in Bristol last year at the Exchange, and where I got a long sleeve, which I was going to wear just in case it got cold, but it's not that cold, so I'm all good. So yeah, definitely pick this up, either from them or from wherever store. I think it's on Dr. Scent. Get on Dr. Scent Records. So yeah, pick up these two, and of course these two. A big shout out to my mates in Body Harvest as well. Anyway, I better let my guest in, because otherwise he's going to be like, okay, because I said 7:30 and now it's 7:30. Oh, 7:32. Fuck it. You should be in now. Connecting audio.
Oh.
All right.
How's it going, mate?
Not too bad. How are you?
Not too bad. Hang on, let's see if I can get my screen up here.
There we go.
There I am, yeah. Brilliant. Trying to full screen this. Yeah, I'm a bit new to all this, so...
Yeah, well, it took me a while, because I didn't know what Zoom was until about March. Because of this whole pandemic.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, absolute nightmare. How you been coping?
Have I? No, I've just been working, writing. You know, I think the hardest bit is that I haven't been able to practice or anything like that with anyone really. No gigs, tough. No festivals.
Yeah, I need my dose of gigs and festivals, otherwise I'll just go stir crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same, you know.
But we haven't had any gigs. All we've had is online stuff, which is good, but it's not the same as actually being there, watching them actually on stage, which is...
Well, that's it. That's it. The atmosphere is what makes it, you know. It's all well and good watching a YouTube video or something, but it's not the same. It's no comparison.
It's not the same. It's not the same. So, well, welcome to Jake's Metal Chat.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, you know.
Yeah, I haven't done one since my last one, which was about October time. Thereabouts.
Oh, so it's been a while then.
Yeah, it's been a while. I thought, I need to do more. Otherwise, I'm just going to what am I going to do? Try and write another riff? You know, there you go.
Yeah.
But
keeps you busy in these pandemic times, you know. I mean,
yeah. Try and keep busy and whatnot. Try and go for a walk now and then if it's not pissing down with rain.
Oh, that's the worst bit. This lockdown's winter as well, not even summer, you know.
Yeah, summer is like, yeah, this is great, and yeah, like, European Metal Festival lines that they had back in August. I was like, Oh, it's too hot in my room. It's just too hot. I want to be outside watching bands, not stuck indoors. I had beer in that, so it was all right. And I did go out on the Saturday with some people from a pagan group that I'm a part of, so that's all right.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So I managed to get out to Lee Woods in here in Bristol.
I mean, the only thing I've managed to do this year was, FinFest.
Yeah, that's what.
As well, you know.
Yeah, I was just saying talking about earlier when I was showing some CD recommendations because I bought 2 CDs from Crips, and they came today. I think no, I have not lost them. Yeah, Crips. I thought I was saying the band name on there, but there we are.
Crips with a K, isn't it?
Yeah, with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were playing when I went out and got food. Came back and called like the last 2 songs or something. I was like, oh, damn! I hope they play again.
Oh well, yeah, exactly. You know.
But when, we don't know.
Well, exactly. You know, I think for me with FinFest, the first day was, I think the mix wasn't perfect.
No.
When Demolic came on, I think it was like it just about leveled out.
Yeah.
But it was just very foggy musically. It was just everything's just very almost blackened in a sense. It was very reverberated, atmospheric.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Then the second day went a little bit better, I think. I enjoyed the whole thing, obviously.
Yeah, it was good atmosphere, good experience.
Good experience, and I like how 2 of them said, "We are this band from Finland." It's like, well, every band's from Finland. so it's like if they did that in another country, and it's called Britfest, where it's all British death metal bands or something. It's like, we are this band from England. Really? Never would have thought.
Britstock.
Britstock. That's even better.
No, I get to do it this next year, hopefully.
Oh, cool.
We are Wombbath from Sweden on this Swedish fest.
It's like, never would have guessed. But for people who have decided to click on this video, you didn't have to, but thank you nonetheless. Don't know who this man is. I always say that. You don't know who this person is. This is Matt. He's in a band. He's in, what is it? Well, there's 2 bands that he's in. One's called Wombbath, who we just mentioned, which is an old school Swedish death metal band. And I've seen them play London and then Scandinavia Death Fest. I think that's about it so far.
I only joined them maybe about a year ago officially, and then the year before that, I only guessed it as a guitar player because they needed someone for Eradication Fest.
That's it, Eradication Fest. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, all right. I was trying to remember. Oh, yeah, London, Cardiff, Sweden, and Stockholm. There we go. Got it.
Hey, what a lineup that was! Like, it was Hecate Enthroned, Merciless. I think Fibrosis played that as well. And I didn't think anything of it really. I really wanted to do the gig, and Hook said, "Do you want to do it just as a one-off?" And learned the set, came down, had a great gig with them, and I thought nothing else of it. I thought that's a cool experience.
Cool experience.
And then the bassist left, so I thought, well, I'll go straight in and say, if you need me for anything, just give me a shout.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Need anything? Give me a shout. So far, not so much, except with my the Stoner Doom band that I'm in, Herbicidal, but because it was a friend of ours 30th, Millie, or Madam Beryl as we call her.
She was in Craniation, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was her 30th last year, and 2 of the guys that I'm in the band with just did like some Warrior Pope stuff, and then they got me to do like vocal. I said, "Oh, I'll do vocals," and also I was like, "Add into the group." Okay, and there we are.
It cannot that that's how these kind of things happen. People think there's some kind of grand plan, but sometimes it's just bumping into the right person at the right time.
Right person, right time. There you go. And also another band that this man's in is, and I just listened to the album today because I thought, shit, I got to listen to the album, and that band is Repulsive Vision. And the new album is fucking excellent. I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
And I was trying to figure out how to say the name. It was like
Necrovictology.
I thought I was saying it right. I was like, am I saying this right? Because I'm gonna look like a tit if I try to say it. Necrovictology is like, okay.
I mean, after the first one, because the first one's look past the gore and see the art, our drummer kind of said, none of these fucking cryptic album titles. Let's just keep it basic. Oh, Necrovictology. What the fuck does it mean?
Fuck knows. I put because I put it out. I was like Necrovictology. It's like, and it just came up with Repulsive Vision. It's like, my Repulsive Vision. It's like, there's no explanation to what this album title means.
Well, it came from it's kind of like an amalgamation of necro, dead, and victo, living, an ology, study, the study of the living dead.
That's awesome.
we kind of with a lot of our songs, we try and keep it to very stereotypical death metal titles with very non-stereotypical death metal subjects. Like that particular song is.
That makes sense.
Sorry.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah. The song Necrovictology is. It talks about vampires, but not in a literal sense, more of a metaphorical kind of sense of society leeching everyone dry and all this kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at your song titles now, and I was like, yeah, the last song I can't even pronounce is like 48 seconds long.
What, the title of the song?
Yeah, the title. I was just like, I don't know how you bloody say that name.
Paraskividecatriophobia.
Well, there's a tongue twister since Caucasus album, Necroticism, descanting the Inglubrious. Fucking hell, I can't even say it.
Oh, yeah. Is it descanting the Insalubrious, isn't it?
Yeah. I said necroticism is just after that, it just becomes a massive tongue twister.
Oh, the thing is, you can just see Jeff laughing at everyone trying to say it.
I can just picture him now saying, he fucked up. But no, he's a fan, so it's okay.
But that track, well, in the band we call it 13 because it's that is the fear of Friday the 13th. And the whole point of it was it talks about how arbitrary these kind of irrational phobias are, and it's very focused on superstition about that particular song. Well, I mean, the first song is very similar. It's Other Than Divine is about faith healers. You know, it's very, very much inspired by the work of James Randi, who debunked a lot of psychics in the 80s and 90s, and he died actually last week, which was really sad.
Oh wow! Only last week.
I know. Well, he was in his mid 90s as well. You know, he'd been doing this for a long time. You know,
that's mental. It's like Sean Connery, and he passed right back on Halloween.
Yeah. It's mental. All these days are kind of starting to go very quick. It might have been about 2 weeks ago, actually, rather than a week. But whenever it was, it was
this year he died.
Yeah, it was really sad because his work. I mean, I've read a lot of his books, and you know, he was the one that debunked Uri Geller.
Sounds familiar.
The spoon bending guy.
Oh yeah. I thought that sounded familiar. Yeah, that thing. Which is yeah. So this is what usually ask a lot of my guests. Where does your music journey begin, and how did they get into this excellent, awesome sounding music, but it might sound disgusting to other people? That music called metal. How did it go from listening to whatever you heard first all the way to metal?
Well, I mean, I started out with metal, really, you know, because
you literally started with it.
I think I was never into music when I was a kid. You know, I just didn't get music because the only music I'd heard was pop music. It was I didn't get it. Not that I'm saying that pop music doesn't have its place or anything like that, but it wasn't until new metal, and I think it was just that pivotal point in everyone in my generation kind of had the same kind of situation
I
where
listened to new metal as well.
new metal was just such a kind of pivotal point where I discovered music that worked for me. You know, it fit with me. And then from new metal, I started raiding my dad's collection. So I was getting into Sabbath and Aerosmith and AC/DC and Yes and Pink Floyd. And, you know, from then on, it was grunge and thrash and punk. And I just started buying CDs and randomly kind of finding things that I might like just on the off chance. And then I was big into thrash, like really into thrash throughout my teenage years. That was kind of my main thing until I was 18. I went to Grass Pop that year, and Obituary was playing, and
Yes.
I had a gap. So I just went to go see them, and they just blew me away. You know, from the first moment I got it, because I'd tried death metal before. You know, I'd really tried, and I couldn't understand what the whole point was, how to differentiate between the songs, the vocals, and it just didn't work for me until I saw Obituary live, and it just clicked.
Yeah, well, kind of the same way. I was listening to thrash. I was listening to a lot of, like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. Still listen to those bands today. Then I was listening to like Yes as well, and Pink Floyd, and trying to think of other bands that I like those guys. And then obviously I had a mix of new metal, grunge, and punk, and fuck knows what I was always listening to. And then someone said, "Oh, check out Cannibal Corpse." Checked them out. Didn't like it at first. I couldn't get the vocals. Guitars in that sounded good, obviously. But then I was like, heard the vocals, like, what's he saying? And then I heard it again. And then I heard Cannibal Corpse again, and it was the song Hammer Smash Face. I was like, okay, I like this now. I get it. It's heavy, and it's basically an audio version of a horror film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's as abrasive and visually it's visually orally kind of as abrasive and extreme as a horror film. You know, it has that kind of white knuckle effect. For me, with Obituary, it had that punk element to it. It just had energy, and it hit me, and I just thought, wow, this is the reason why Obituary are my favorite death metal band, even now. You know, it just everything changed the moment I saw them, and I think I finished watching them. I checked the program for every other death metal band that was on the bill. I think I saw At the Gates and In Flames. Who else played that year? Dysphere played that year as well. That was really good.
Awesome.
But you know, and then it was literally overnight. Everything changed. You know,
just like that.
Yeah, I got it. I went. I think within like the next few months, I was in a Cannibal Corpse. I went to see Discharge around the same kind of time as well.
Nice.
And I got them at the time. As like I got punk. I didn't get hardcore punk. And again, with the Obituary thing, it just changed my perception. You know.
Yeah, that's what I was like when I heard Cannibal Corpse. And then I heard Obituary, and then I heard Suffocation sometime after that. And then the first death metal band I ever saw live, and I got into him before I saw him, was Vader. And that was 2010 at the Beer Keller, which is no longer open, by the way, in Bristol.
Oh, yeah, shame.
Because it sucks because I saw a lot of bands there. I saw Incantation and Morgoth there back in 2017 or 16, something like that. Might have been 16. It was 16. I think my brain's a bit fuzzy on the dates, but no, it was 16. It had to be 16 because that's the first year I went to Eradication Fest. Yeah, so I saw Vader there. First black metal band I saw live was Marduk. Marduk.
For me, it was 1349.
1349. No good.
It was. I was at what was that? Damnation Fest.
Oh, cool.
It was when Creator headlined.
don't think I was there that year. I went the years I went were when Boltfur headlined.
I was there.
Yeah, that was a great year. I went there mainly for Boltfur. I was like, I'm not missing Boltfur because if I don't go to this, I'm going to miss it. And everyone's going to brag about it.
I remember Godseed being really good that year.
Don't think I watched them. I might have done.
Them Corpse were great.
Yeah,
I can't remember who else played.
Alan Afrak was that year where Corpse played. I mean, Alan Afrak being there because they just had this massive mosh pit of all these people just crushing each other. I was at the top, like, I've been in too many of their pits now. I'm not doing this.
I was right at the front for Cannibal Corpse. I think I missed whoever was on before. It could have been Therapy, was it?
Might have been Therapy.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I missed them, so I could just go and see Corpse from the front, and it was worth it. It was a great gig, you know. They opened up with like the first 3 songs from The Bleeding.
Yes. I know, I'm a bit raped and strangled, but still. When I think Bleeding, I think that song.
I mean, that's my favorite Cannibal album. It's just so good, you know.
Yeah, I love that album as well. First song I heard from that is a song that I didn't particularly, when I heard it, I was like, but then I grew to like it, and that was Staring Through the Eyes of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
I heard, that's the first song I heard. I thought, oh, I've listened to this. And then I heard the vocals like, it's like, oh yeah. And then
it's so unusual, and because I'm into prog as well, everyone thinks death metal is very formulaic, and there's so much out there that's kind of not formulaic. Even Cannibal Corpse, who are one of the most formulaic death metal bands out there, are quite progressive as well, you know. It's subtle, but it really works, you know.
Yeah, because they have a wide range of different riffs, and I don't want to say licks because that's more for people like shred, but still you get the shredders like Pat and Rob. Well, actually, it's more Pat that does a lot of the solos, I think. Rob doesn't really do very many.
He's more of your riff kind of guy, isn't he?
Or when you watch the Cannibal Corpse documentary, there's Centuries of Torment, there's like just a clip of Pat just playing his guitar. It's like, I'm just not dedicated enough to just play it without plugging it into an amp first. And plus, I can't even play the way he plays. So it's like,
I mean, for me, I've never been the most accurate player. That's why I'm more of a punk player and anything else. So, you know, we've started to get more technical in our playing, but still, it's still not really Dream Theater. It's
no, well, I think Dream Theaters and all these other bands are like very proggy. They're just on that level.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's like you got heavy metal, then you got the thrash metal, which is like kind of punky because some of the riffs sound kind of punk, well, very punk inspired. And then you go from that to death metal, where the riffs get a bit more chuggier.
Yep.
Then you get there's black metal where the notes are a bit more on the higher strings, like the ding 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 ding. And then there's prog, which is like just riffs all over the place, like it's like I'm hearing too many riffs.
And then there's grindcore right at the top.
And there's grindcore where it's just
yeah.
It's like what note are they playing? Just the first note.
It doesn't matter what note they're playing as long as they're playing it fast.
They're playing it fast. It's like, but what note is it? You don't need to know the note. You just need to know that they are a grindcore band and they are fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw Wormrot in this tiny little venue in Manchester. It was the Soup Kitchen just downstairs in this kind of. It was like as you'd imagine, kind of punk venue, you know, stone wall, fucking stage held up with breeze blocks, kind of thing. It was grim as fuck, but it was amazing.
Yeah, I saw them at a pub in Bath, not too far from Bristol, at the. I'm trying to remember the pub now. I think it was like the Green Park Tavern or something like that. and they just played this little room in this place. One of my mates or bands, Merciless Precision, supported them at that show, and I think Craniation supported that show. I think not Craniation. No, I don't think Craniation was formed then. But no, Millie was there, but the band Craniation wasn't formed yet. I don't think. See, my brain's hazy now. I haven't gone to gigs much. What's going on?
I think that's the problem is you lose it after all this time. I mean, I said February. God, that's 8 months ago. No, it's not. It's 9 months ago. Fuck.
Yeah. It's mental. Because hopefully there was supposed to be a gig at the Electric Ballroom in London. That was Marduk. And they had seating plans and everything sorted for it. And all of a sudden it's like, postponed till March. You fuck. But hey ho, hopefully we get a vaccine soon, and hopefully it's effective, and we can get back to going to gigs again.
Oh, I need some gigs. I really need
a lot of gigs. I need to just go to a lot of gigs and like wake up with a really sore neck. Like, yeah, done a good job. I can't. Like, neck's hurting, shoulders hurting, legs are hurting, can't move.
I'm missing the travel. You know, I was supposed to be playing at Pit Fest.
Oh yeah.
Next, it was April or something. So I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be going to London for Swedish Invasion. Repulsive Vision had several European dates: Germany, Austria, Belgium, France, all kind of organised. We had a few gigs in Czech Republic, again postponed.
Yeah, well,
sad.
Hopefully it all happens next year or so. Hopefully the Swedish Invasion happens in February.
Well, yeah, exactly. Sorry?
Hopefully it happens.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because there's Dismember again. Obviously, it's all in Stockholm, which was great. Twice, because they did 2 headline sets.
They did, yeah.
Which I was just like, I'm so happy. And it was.
This lineup for me is just so cool. Like Entombed AD, Tiamat,
yep.
Unleashed.
I was about to say.
General Surgery.
Yep.
Oh, it's really going to be killer.
Yeah, I was just like, I just posted that, like the post on Instagram and said, that is all.
Nothing else needs to be said.
Nothing else needs to be said. You just need to look at the post and like, if you're a Swedish death metal fan, either you're from Sweden, obviously, Swedish fans, Swedish death metal. But then there might be some who are like, nah, I like ABBA. All right.
There's nothing wrong with liking ABBA and Swedish death metal.
You could like both. You could like ABBA and Swedish death metal.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you're a fan outside of Sweden and you love Swedish death metal, and you look at that, it's like, yes.
I mean, considering how strong the lineup was at Scandinavia Death Fest.
Oh yeah, they just had bands all over. Benediction with David Ingram, which I was also really happy about.
Oh, they were really good.
They were.
We opened up for them on the main stage.
That was Friday.
That was the Friday. Yeah,
Friday.
Benediction.
It was. Yeah,
who was on the floor? Unanimated.
Unanimated. Yeah, they were great.
They were great. Entrails.
They were great.
Martyred. Rotten Sound.
Rotten Sound. Yep. Bird Flesh.
Oh, Bird Flesh. Yeah, they played as well. Oh, just so many great bands. Nuclear Assault were really good.
Oh yeah, Nuclear Assault. Yeah, I was at the front for their entire set. I was just like, let's try and get some Vertige. Yes. And then I got to the front for Pertinence, who also played Finfest.
Oh, Finfest. Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of same bands from Finfest, like the Finnish band, were playing Finfest, obviously.
I think you went out drinking with us afterwards, didn't you? After the first day with the Pertinence guys.
Oh yeah. I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I struggle to remember most of it as we.
Yeah, I think I remember chatting to you and Sam, who I met at Lords of Landfest. He's the one with the massive battle jacket.
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
I had him on Jake's Metal chat as well. I saw you two chatting. I thought, yeah, I'll go sit next to him. I got no one else to fucking chat to.
That's the thing about these festivals. It's not always about the music. It's once you start going to them like on an annual basis, you start to recognize the same people that go to every single one of them, and it doesn't matter if you haven't seen each other for like a year, 2 years. It's always the same. It's always like, "How's it going, mate?" And,
yeah, how's it like? How you doing? How's your life going? Is your life shit yet? No, not shit. It's like
I'm missing it. My ex-girlfriend really hated the fact that at Bloodstock, I'd walk 10 paces
and you
and meet another person that I knew, and then 10 paces and then meet another person that I knew.
Yeah, that's what I'm like as well. I just see someone and I was like, "You all right, mate? Hey, how you doing? Hey, brilliant, yeah."
Exactly.
So
I love that shit. I love that shit.
Yeah, because I got mates who I see other mates and like too many people. I was like, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse.
It means that our promotion is doing well.
It's doing well because everyone knows me because I go to a lot of gigs. It's like, oh yeah, you always see Bristow at gigs. You always see him there. It's always there. So, yeah, I saw you at this. Yeah, I remember just seeing you at these gigs when I moved back to Bristol or whatever. I was like, okay. Not me moving back to Bristol. I've always lived in Bristol.
Yeah.
Never moved, but Bristol's got a big metal scene. London, obviously, because that's where a lot of the underground bands seem to go, or more popular. Like Grave, they played London. They headlined the Underworld with Maverick Creation on the tour with them. That was a great show.
Oh yeah, I can imagine so.
Yeah, I think Maverick Creation was this was 2015, so this was 3 years before Brett Hoffman passed away.
Oh right, of course, aye. So I mean, the thing is, I mean, I don't know whether we're lucky or not. I live in the northwest, and
Southwest.
we don't really tend to get many gigs up here. Manchester's the closest. Sometimes we'll go to Newcastle or Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds is good.
But Leeds is great for gigs. I mean, when you start to get to like Temple Doom,
UK Slamfest as well, they have. But Damnation's the one that gets a lot of people up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Damnation. I quite like going to Biker Grave in Newcastle.
Nice. Never been up to Newcastle.
Biker Grave is great. Like they've had. Oh, who have they had the past few years? Chapel of Disease headline last year.
Oh yeah, I saw the poster, but I was in Sheffield for HRH Vikings.
Oh right, yeah, of course, yeah.
Folk metal and some black metal and it's mainly folk metal. Sometimes you got like other bands who weren't folk metal. They might be a death metal band, might be a black metal band, or very rarely you might get a thrash metal band. But who knows?
Like you need diversity.
You need diversity. You can't just have it all being. It's like we are all Viking metal. Yeah. Hence why the title is HRH Vikings. Ellen.
I mean, I've got to admit, Scandinavia Death Fest was great. Yeah. However, after a day of Swedish death metal, the next day was like, I can't wait to watch the grindcore bands.
Yeah, I was like, as much as I love Swedish death metal, there's got to be some other bands. Even though I'm a big fan of Swedish death metal, I was like, oh yeah, Undergang from Denmark are here. All right, awesome.
Undergang were great. Another one of those bands that I didn't get them until I saw them live.
Yeah, because I remember hearing them on YouTube and I was like, okay, he's got some really low vocals. It sort of reminded me of Demilik a little bit.
I was going to say simple Demilik.
Simple Demilik. But they sounded kind of punky as well with their riffs.
Yeah.
And the drum patterns and everything. And I saw them at the Griffin here in Bristol in this room upstairs, which only holds like about 50 people, with Cryptworm, which is a Bristol band. They're kind of like Undergang.
I know Cryptworm.
Yeah, great band. Really great band. And After them was another Danish band, which I can't remember the bloody name now. I have to look at my videos here on my YouTube channel, but I'll have a gander at them again. And then Undergang played, and then yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Hot and sweaty, but fun.
That's the
'Cause
best
it's the
way for
Griffin.
gigs, you know.
But the Gri-
You know, I've never played the Griffin as of yet.
Oh, you should. That'll be
We
great.
had I think we had like a 3-day tour booked. This was quite a few years back, with Separation and Cryptic Shift, and a
Separation.
3-day tour. Then our drummer, I can't remember, he had some injury which meant that he couldn't play.
Oh man.
And it was like the week before we had to cancel, and it was like I was absolutely gutted. I think it was
That sucks.
we had Cardiff, Bristol, and London.
Well, that's a good mix. Go Wales, and then back to Bristol, then to London, then you go home.
And then you go home. Yeah.
Then you just go home and rehearse, get back to work or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we all have 9 to 5s, you know.
9 to 5s.
It's you know, death metal doesn't pay the bills.
No. Especially if it's death metal. Death metal doesn't pay bills.
No, exactly. Yeah. No,
Everyone's got to have a job to rely on. Otherwise, you'll be like bored at home. Like, when's the next tour? When's the next gig? When's the next festival slot? When is it? Sort of thing. Because I was meant to play a gig here in Bristol like quite a few years back now, something like that. Might have been 2013, somewhere around that time. In my folk metal band, our EP is on the way. It's just getting more stuff recorded. But this was when we were more symphonic power metal, and I'm not even a power metal fan. I like Blind Guardian and Powerwolf, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But in terms of that, that's it.
One of my I'm not really into power metal. I love Blind Guardian.
Awesome band.
But again, to me, they're just thrash, really, aren't they? They're kind of very melodic thrash.
Oh yeah. If you listen to Blind Guardian's first album, very thrash.
It's so Teutonic. It's so fucking German thrash, you know. But I was listening to Camelot. That's the band.
Camelot. Yeah.
I'd only heard like the later stuff that was kind of proper Nightwishy, which I'm not. It's not my thing at all.
Not my thing, really. I only like a few
and
songs
then
in Nightwish.
It came up on my Spotify, you know, the Discover Weekly thing.
Yeah, I get that.
And there was one of the early albums, and it was showing off this, and I was like, God, this sounds like Queensryche.
Yeah.
This is great. I was like really into it, so I ended up listening to like a couple of their early albums. I'm like, this is completely different to what they sound like out there, you know.
Yeah, definitely, because you get fans who only like the newer stuff, and then you get those who only like the old stuff. And then you get those who are like the die-hard fans. This can be any band that I'm a fan of, and they like everything.
Everything, yeah.
It's like I'm a big fan of Paradise Lost. Really, what do you like? All of it. Okay. What about you? Just the new stuff. Or what about you? I'm more old school.
Oh, Lost Paradise.
Lost Paradise, Gothic. Was it Shades of God? I think it's called.
Oh, I know the album cover. Can't remember what it's called.
I think it's Shades of God. Yeah, no, I am. I think you know. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I know. I think I'm right. If I'm wrong, someone can slap me. No.
Obviously, socially distanced.
Socially distanced slap. It's fine. If you actually slap me, then there is a problem there. If you slap me for real life, in real life, you are not my friend. I say weird shit. I know it's on here.
Oh, that's cool.
Shades of God. I was right. Because it's 1992 and then Icon is after.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I thought it was right. It's either Shades of God or The Shades of God, but then I don't remember there being a the.
I remember the album cover, and that's you know when you can see an image,
painting.
You can see the image, but you can't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, it's like with brutal death metal bands logos, you can't read the logo. It's like, what's this band say? Squashed pelvises? I'm what?
Well, those ones there, it's just like 1,000 like consonants, and it's an acronym of a sentence, you know.
There's a t-shirt that my mate Simon has, and it's this really long band name, and I can't remember the band's name, but it's so long, and the logo's like that. And it's like, and there's one band called 0100111001. That band is like, oh god, how many zeros and ones do I have to remember to write this out? You twat. But yeah.
Just a sugar tab.
So, too much gent. But how did Repulsive Vision get started? That was what I was going to ask.
Oh yeah. Well, I came back from university maybe about 10 years ago now, and yeah, basically, I literally just realised December 3rd is the 10th anniversary of Repulsive Vision.
Yeah, because you guys have been around since 2010.
2010. December 3rd, 2010.
Like
well,
10 years. Bloody hell.
Well, as I said, us guys, really, it was just me, because I was kind of sick of all the bands I was in at the time, you know.
Yeah.
I was in a couple of, I was in a doom metal band playing drums, and I'm not a drummer, and I'm not really a doom kind of guy. I love listening to it, I can't play it, balls the hell out of me. And yeah, so I kind of I started writing all my fast shit and just doing a load of solo stuff. Like, most of the first album was written in the early days. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think we'd ever get a band together. I came back home and started finding musicians, and it kind of grew from there. But really, the band didn't properly start till, I'm going to say, 2015, because we didn't really have a consistent lineup until then. So that was just as we were about to go into the studio for the first album. Like, there was me, Gary, Mark. Mark had just joined probably about 3 weeks before, and Dan on vocals, who has since left.
Yeah, and he's on the album, of course.
Yeah, he's on both of the albums.
On both albums. I had to look up.
Oh yeah.
I had to look at, like, yeah, because the vocals you had on the album's not in the band anymore. Is now Daryl from Sculptura, and
Yeah.
that's actually a good good mix you got there, because he's got great vocals.
Believe me, well, me and Daryl have known each other for a long while. You know, mentioning Biker Grave, we played the first Biker Grave alongside Sculptura. You know, and we've been friends ever since. You know, he's a great guy, great band, Sculptura. You know.
Yeah, awesome.
And really, he's helped us out in so many ways. You know, he's got such a great voice, suits us well. He's a great writer, you know, in terms of lyrics and that. And his energy is just completely the opposite of what we used to. And I think that's what Repulsive Vision needed to ignite us a bit further, you know, because we could tell Dan his heart wasn't in it anymore.
Yeah, that happens. Someone's heart's not in it anymore, and it's like,
You know, I think that he'd been in the band, probably talking 6 years now, and you can kind of tell when someone's kind of changed. They don't really want to. They're not really interested in it anymore. And with a band like this, an extreme metal band, where you're not really kind of making any money, you're probably spending more money than you're making.
on petrol and whatnot.
You've got to flights. I mean, we're at the point now where sorry,
hotel accommodations and
exactly.
Unless the promoter's done that already, but then who knows?
Well, we're at a point now where we're a bit more well known, so we're starting to get our expenses paid for us. But so there are a lot of times where we would pay for our flights over there or something like that to try and kind of ignite some kind of interest in the promoter, so that we could prove to them that we were interested in, you know. because obviously there's a lot of chancers who wouldn't make that sacrifice, but we always wanted to, and that doing that for so many years and not really kind of hitting the big league, shall we say?
Yeah.
It can have a big toll on some people. You've got to really want to do it. You've got to really want to play this music to keep doing it that way. So a lot of it, we always said it was fate because living in Barrow in Furness, like a tiny little place in the northwest of England, where there's not many metal musicians, let alone extreme metal musicians, but we managed to find each other and somehow it worked.
Yeah. And it's great that you guys are still a band now. Always people like, I heard about this band Repulsive Vision. Where are they? Not playing anymore. That would suck.
I mean, that is the thing, is that we've actually gotten stronger as time's gone on. We've got to know each other, and we've proven ourselves to each other. With Gary having his background, and he's been in bands since the early 80s.
That makes sense.
Well, he was in Blitzkrieg, he was in Satan, and of course Avenger.
Cool.
So he's got the background of the Nwabin kind of side of things, but he's been playing this kind of music for a long time. But he wanted to step out of his boundaries and go and play death metal instead, because he's always been into extreme metal, and I think it's the best work he's ever done is playing now. Working with Mark, our bassist, he is constantly pushing me to challenge my own musicianship. And likewise, he's a very talented bass player. So I want to write to his style. I want to challenge him just in the same way he challenges me. Plus, he's done some lyrics on the new album. He did Blind Loyalty and Exterior of Normality. And I think they're some of the best lyrics on the album.
Oh, yeah. Definitely I can agree with that. Just the whole album itself, the music is on point. The lyrics are fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And you're welcome. And pretty much all the instruments and the vocals, they all gel together, and it all works. It all fits, because you might hear some bands and nothing seems to fit. And I think that's very. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's very. It's like we're saying. It's like I'm trying to
compose.
Yeah. It's like, but yeah, there's very many bands are tight nowadays. Some bands are just like falling apart, or like you said earlier, someone's heart's not in it anymore.
Yeah, I think for me, flow is the most important part about it. I listen to, whenever I'm writing my songs, I listen to them until I hate them, and then I'll change them until I think that they're right. So a lot of these songs will start out maybe at 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll just trim, cut off. We only need to play that twice. That's too many times, and then the lyrics will come over once we've got the instrumental side done, and they just add the extra dimension. And then it's from the songs, it's creating one, say, 40-minute piece of music, that just flows from start to finish. And I spend hours listening to how long the silence is between the songs, and how it feels, how it's going to go. And there were certain songs that I want to keep the 4 count in to keep the energy and the punk kind of style to it, And again, at the moment, I'm working on album number 3, and it's the same kind of thing where I'm taking a lot of these songs and riffs that I've got, which it's like a step up from the last album, while still maintaining that kind of thrash, punk, death kind of mix, but trying to say more with it, trying to do a little bit more, trying to keep it catchy but more technical, kind of almost taking a death kind of route rather than typical. I think everyone seems to say carcass and benediction for us.
Well, I got all sorts. I got Well, you just said Carcass and Benediction, and then you said Death, and I kind of got that as well with some of the technical riffs.
Oh yeah, totally. Like there's sections there which are totally ripped off from like well, not ripped off, that's the wrong word, but like inspired, should we say?
Don't say ripped off. People are like inspired. Say inspired.
Influenced.
They're influenced. They are influenced.
Homage.
They are influenced by these bands. They are influenced by Chuck's playing. Can they play like Chuck? I don't.
No one can play like
No
Chuck.
one can play like Chuck. Chuck is unique.
He is God.
He is God. Shame he's gone.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Well, we've got to pay some respect to some metal legends, even though in thrash, death, new wave, British heavy metal, any metal band really.
Well, Sean Ryan it.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just like,
sad.
Oh God.
Well, again, we were on tour in America. We played a few dates in California, and one of those dates we had like a day off in Los Angeles.
Nice.
And we went to the Whiskey A Go Go, and he was playing drums there.
Oh, nice.
And lovely guy. Just a strange coincidence that I think we were going to go to the Whiskey Go Go. Like, oh, no one's on that we want to see. No one's on. And said, hang on, Sean Ryan is guesting, like from Death. Seriously, like, you know.
What a coincidence.
Mm.
That is mental.
But you know, a lovely guy, and yeah, gone too soon.
Gone too soon, definitely. Well, he's joining Chuck now, so.
Exactly.
He's joining Chuck. I don't know why I'm saying so. Sounds like I'm saying so. No,
yeah.
He's joining Chuck, and he's with someone he was in a band with. You know, he was in Death.
Cynic, wasn't he?
He's Cynic as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously Chuck had different lineup changes. So Sean and what's his name? Paul
Masvidal.
That's it. They joined Death and played on Human.
Yeah. Was it Human or Individual Thought Patterns?
Individual Thought Patterns was Terry Butler and James Murphy.
Wasn't that Leprosy?
Oh, Leprosy. That was Rick Ross.
That was Rick Ross. Yeah, it was Rick Ross, wasn't it?
And Chuck did the bass, and Terry came in after.
Yeah.
And before that, it was Chris Boyford on drums.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I had him on here as well.
No, right? Really?
Yeah. I just said, "Oh, do you want to do it?" And then the first time it was like, "Oh, I got my chat with him. Oh, you didn't say specific date. Oh crap. Let's reschedule." And it's like got him on. And it's like, yeah, he was really cool, chilled out.
Oh, that's cool as fuck. That. And he seems like that kind of type.
Yeah, he was just very chilled out, and of course it was like 8 o'clock here or something, and it was like 12 o'clock in California.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, this could work. I'll get some beer up, and I'll get some of my homebrewed beer that I made, and I don't know if he's drinking or not. He's probably not, because it's like 12:30 in the afternoon over there. And I'm not sure what they're like in California when they stop drinking, but not judging.
I saw this gig video on YouTube, and I didn't realize that he'd never actually played Evil Dead live before. And this cover band, this kind of like, it was this opening band. He'd turn up to this gig, and they said, "Oh, Chris is here. You know, do you want to come up and play drums for Evil Dead?" So the first time he ever played Evil Dead live was with this like kind of opening band, which I think is like cool as hell. That.
Yeah, because I think the only time before that you would have played it was on the album, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think there's any footage of Chris playing with Death anywhere.
No. What was it? I think that like first gigs were like the Milwaukee Death Fest or something.
Oh yeah, for Autopsy, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I was surprised how long it took for certain Autopsy albums to get recorded. He said, "Oh, how long did Seven Survival take?" He said like 4 days, which was mad. I was like, "Well, you got Steve DiGiorgio on your side, so that pushed you a little bit."
Oh Christ, yeah. Well, I don't think I've ever heard bass be that loud in a mix in a death metal album.
I was just like, Steve Giorgio, what of Death and Testament now. When I got to meet him before this pandemic ravaged our country because he's in Testament.
Oh yeah, I met him. I met him when he was playing with Obituary a few years back.
Yeah, I think I saw him with Obituary. Yeah.
And when he played played with Death to All.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well. That was Bloodstock.
It was when they did the Manchester gig. It was a line with Steve DiGiorgio. Oh, it was Gene Hoglan.
Yep.
And I think it was Bobby.
Yeah, I think that was the same lineup they had at Bloodstock 2015.
I think so. Yeah, it was symbolic lineup.
Yeah, because I got to meet the vocalist who was playing guitar. Who some people might argue, some people might not, but he kind of had similar vocals to Chuck.
He's in Obscura, isn't he?
I have no idea, but I saw him and I said, "Oh, that was awesome." He was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And I thought, "Oh, he must be with his girlfriend or wife, or it might be his wife, girlfriend." I was like, "Better leave him alone. He's with, you know, his lovely lady. I'll leave him." So, about that set, fuck off, man. All right.
Oi, mate, you in Death?
Are you in Death, mate? It's like, I used to be. No, if you say that to past Death members, did you used to be in Death? I used to be.
Death to All, mate.
Death to All. Oh, Death to All. No, I never heard of them. But no, and also I've had another ex-member of Death on there. Well, it was when they were called Mantis, and that was Cam Lee.
Oh, Cam Lee, yeah.
I had him as well. That chat was long. That was like 3 hours long.
Wow.
3 hours and 2 minutes.
He's a character, isn't he?
He was really cool to chat with. He was kind of chilled out. He was wearing his sunglasses indoors. I was just like, no sunglasses indoors. That's cool. I've done it before. He's cool to chat to. A lot of fucking shit he talked. Like, when I mean shit, I mean a lot of the things he's gone through, a lot of all this stuff. Like, when death metal started, and a lot of bullshit in between that, like arguing with his bandmates or whatever. But we didn't go too much into that because I said, no, we're not going to talk about that. And I brought up, oh, what was the recording process for From Beyond like? And he went, you said we were going to talk about it. I'm kidding, man. It's like, I'm glad I live here, not Florida. He might kill me.
This is the thing, these guys have got a good sense of humor, and get them on the right day.
Yeah,
it's cool. Get him on the wrong day, it's really not.
I think I got him on the right day though, because he seemed very chilled out. They were when you ask, like, you talk to someone, they go like, okay. They just gradually just say okay. He was sometimes like that because we were talking and I say something. He's like, okay. I was like, fuck, I messed up.
Said the wrong thing. Shit.
It's not anything to him. I just interrupted him at certain points, and I didn't mean to do that. I tend to do that. I'm like, crap. But I was like, oh, sorry, man. He's like, no, it's okay. It's like, fuck, because I was saying to him, well, we do have things in common. We love death metal, we love horror films, and we love H.P. Lovecraft. So it's like, because a lot of Massacre's lyrics were based around Lovecraft, and then he had the grotesquerie.
Oh, with that Johnny.
I think Johnny was in No, wait. Johnny's in a band with him called.
Is it Nat Raven?
Nat Raven or Nat Raven, however you say it. He said Nat Raven. Nat Raven, yeah, great
One
stuff.
or the other.
Great stuff.
Oh,
Johnny's doing all the instruments and stuff, and there's Cam on vocals. Like, instruments done. Bring Cam in. Hey!
Honestly, though, it doesn't matter what happens. Johnny, Håkan, John, Thomas, every member of Wombbath is the most proactive and talented musician I've ever worked with.
Yeah,
I've never met a bunch of people who are that inspired and consistent.
Yeah, definitely. Johnny's he's mental because he's got too many bands. That's why I keep messaging saying, "Oh, if you need any help, let me know." And so far, nothing. Hopefully
Well,
one day. Hopefully one day.
I mean, he honestly is a pleasure to work with, you know,
I love to
and
work with Johnny, even if it's just guesting on an album.
you know, like just everything about working with the Wombbath guys is great. You know, the party's great. The
I'm not
they're
worthy of
all
that
chill.
yet.
Sorry,
I'm not worthy of playing with Wombbath, no way. I'll be like,
neither am I,
not
mate.
worthy, fuck off.
And you know,
Carry on.
every week, in the group chat, getting, oh, here's a new song I wrote tonight, and I'm listening to that. That's better than anything that I've written. I've spent years writing. That's like, and it takes 1 hour, and I wrote this song. Like,
It,
fucking hell.
but it might take him like, oh, let me guess, how long does it take you to write? It's like 10 seconds. Fuck off. That's it. I'm done. No. It took me 2 hours just to come up with a simple riff. He comes out with a riff like every 5-10 minutes or lyrics or something. Like the new Wombbath stuff is like, heard it on Spotify. I was like, this obviously came out from Johnny, didn't it?
Oh, Håkan and Johnny, they work together so well,
Yeah.
and I'm working on making some kind of contribution myself. Usually when it is, I'm just kind of adding bass lines that are a bit different to the usual just root notes. But I think when it comes to it, I want to try and introduce. I want to attempt to write a Wombbath song without going too much, because when I write, I didn't write Repulsive Vision with a kind of idea of I want it to sound like this. I write for Repulsive Vision just because that's how I write. So trying to write something in Woombath style without trying to go very Repulsive Vision with it is very difficult.
Yeah, because it's two different bands. Because Repulsive Vision's one side, like there's a different death metal styles. Like you got sounds. You got the Swedish sound. There's the English sound, but it's all over the place. It's like you guys are in Cumbria, so I don't know what the sound like is there. Someone was like, that's the Cumbrian sound. Here's the Bristol sound. Here's the Midlands sound. It's like, it's all bloody death metal.
I mean, I've got to admit, like the lead sound is either sludge or grindcore. Yeah. The Mancunian sound is like stoner. Newcastle is all death metal. Glasgow and all that tends to be more black metal or hardcore. London's just everything.
London's everything. Bristol's sort of the same, or more death metal. Well, Bristol's like more death metal, really.
Yeah. We have. I mean, when I say that Cumbria has a lot of black metal bands, really it has Paul Gibson.
I know the name.
Thy Dying Lights. Ulfar.
I think no Ulfar. I don't really.
Yeah, no, he Nefarious Dusk.
There's so many different. I know the names. I might not have heard the music. Ooh, doesn't know the bands. Like, I don't know everything. I'm not a walking encyclopedia all the time.
But that's pretty much our extreme. We've got Triverse Massacre in Carlisle. We've got Thy Demise in I think it's Workington or Whitehaven. We've got a few prog bands. Our bassist's in a band called Redshift. It's like kind of dream theater kind of stuff.
I know Redshift, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, great band.
Very, very progressive, very different from RV, but
brilliant stuff. I love it.
That's cool.
There's a lot of prog stuff, but when it comes to prog, I like them, and there's some other bands as well. I stick to more what I like, which is obviously death metal, but I also like doom metal as well, because like I said, I'm in herbicidal, that's stoner doom, but I say stoner doom death metal.
So it's more on the kind of I hate God side rather than like chaos. Yeah.
Whilst that's like a mix of I hate God and acid bath and a bit of obituary mixed in there.
Oh, sounds great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, I think I sent you a link to the Bandcamp. We're on
Oh,
Spotify. We're on Spotify. I think I sent you a link a while back.
I listened to it at the time, so I have heard it then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna re-listen to it. I think it's on my playlist somewhere.
yeah. Yeah, no worries. Because one of it's on Still Life is Moss. One riff kind of sounds like if Slowly We Rot was played a little slower.
Even slower, we rot.
Even Slowly We Rot. It's like that is like Slowly Rot and what just any random acid bath song, I guess.
Oh, I love Acid Bath as well. You know.
Great band. Because I met Sammy. Oh, Sammy from Goat Hall. I'm trying to say his last name. I don't want to say it wrong. And I said, "Oh, I love Acid Bath." I was like, "Oh, thank you, man." And he told me this really weird story on how they got John Wayne Gacy's artwork for their first album.
Oh yeah,
Because
that's
they
right.
actually met John Wayne Gacy to get permission to use it.
There's a similar.
Oh my days.
There's a with what band is it? I think it was Impetigo,
Oh, in
and
particular.
they got pictures of them with John Wayne Gacy to go into their album cover.
Oh, that's I think that was Macabre.
Macabre, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, Macabre. I remember seeing his pictures. I was like, okay, where the fuck did they get the permission to do that? That's what I was
that
thinking.
would be insane. That would be so insane.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but for them, they sing about serial killers, so
Oh,
they're gonna go
fits,
that
yeah.
far. They're gonna go that far and do that. In Impetigo, they're like horror movie references, and there's Mortician horror movie references again, but
Well, yeah.
because that's their theme, horror films, horror zombie.
Do you know what? Yeah, Horror of the Zombies is great.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, everyone kind of goes on about like Mortician, as being like Hardman and all kind of stuff. Really sound.
Yeah.
We supported Mortician and Internal Bleeding.
Lucky on the Mortician part.
Oh, they were really good live. This was in Las Vegas.
Oh, brilliant.
It was Las Vegas. There was Vader, Internal Bleeding, Mortician, Angel Corpse. Who else played that year? It was just fucking insane.
Yeah, this is why I need to get my bands up and running so I can actually do these things. This is why I get jealous of all the people I know who actually have bands that are more established, because I'm like, they play all these gigs. I'm like, I'm going nowhere. Please let me join your band for at least a day. Or one tour, for fuck's sake. I can play instruments. It's like, vocals? All right.
I mean,
my door's always open, so people want
it. For me, with all this, I think it's all happy accidents. It's always things that just happen out of nowhere. And for us, it was, you know, Ostiarum
from
Liverpool.
I think I know him, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they played Las Vegas Death Fest the year before we did. It was around the same time that I did a compilation CD, which had like, you know, there's like Live Burial on there and Horrified and Reprisal. It was a good compilation, like. And when they played, they gave the organizer a CD, and like within a few months, when he was trying to book all these slots up, he got in touch with us.
Oh, cool.
And he said, "Do you want to come and play Las Vegas Death Fest?" And I'm like, "Fuck off, mate! Come on." And he said, "No, I'm serious. I'm serious."
And I call bullshit.
Yeah. Come on, mate. Fuck off. You know, come to Brazil.
It's like, do you want to play Las Vegas Death Fest? We're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, mate. Whatever.
And I'm playing Hellfest in June. It's like, no, seriously, you're playing Las Vegas Death Fest. It's like, oh, really? Yeah, your name's on the lineup.
And it was just like, and then they sorted out the flights and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, fuck, this guy's serious, you know.
It's like, flights are booked. This is where you're staying, and this is what you want.
it was just unbelievable. And of course, then at that point, we're like, right, well, we'll book a few dates here and there. We did I say like a short tour with a band called Infernal Damnation. Really kind of how can I describe it? Very possessed, but maybe darker. Maybe Dark Angel mixed with possessed.
Dark Angel mixed with Dark Angel
Early
and
Dark
Possessed.
Angel.
So it's like when people comment saying if this band and this band had a baby, as if Dark Angel and Possessed somehow merged together. Is this band?
But it was a teenage pregnancy. It was all the early stuff. So,
Well,
so basically, it was like really great guys, and we played San Francisco and Vegas with them, and just it was one of those experiences of a lifetime that you just think, well, you'll never get the opportunity to go back and do it again. But
even if you just do it once,
that's just it. And then again, what was gutting was we were supposed to play it this year.
And obviously, one thing ruined that.
That was one of the many things that was ruined for Wombbath this year. We were supposed to be playing it. We signed the contracts. Everything was ready to go, and of course, then Las Vegas Death Fest imploded.
Oof.
Yeah, the organisers had a massive falling out.
Oh man!
So the whole festival kind
that's
of crashed.
That's one thing that ruined it, and then the second thing is obviously this stupid pandemic was stuck with.
It was sad because I know Mike over there. He puts so much effort into organising these gigs. And Scordatura played there.
Yep.
A couple of years after we played there.
Yeah, because they did like a US tour, I think.
Yeah, theirs was good. They had quite a significant tour, and to be honest, I reckon we'd struggle to get through customs.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm worried about when I try to get any bands in America. Like, I might be lucky. I might be lucky. So and then thinking you're lucky this time. You might not be lucky next time. Even if it's just one US tour, I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It just sometimes it just works out. Sometimes it just and it's scary as fuck. But
because they're always on high alert at airports, and like you got like security guards with like full-on tactical gear and high like specific weapons that they use. It's like I'm gonna die.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna die here.
And I think the thing is that I'm not worried about myself. I'm usually worried about the other guys.
I'm less worried about myself. I'm still worried. Like, I'm just gonna get denied, aren't I? No, yeah. Oh fuck. Then I'm like, the other guy's gonna get in because I need them. It's like I need these guys to come in. Why do you need these guys to come in? They're in my band. Oh, let them in. Not that simple. It's like, we've got to check the paperwork. Yeah, it's fine. You might just get one person like, I love metal. I'm coming to the gig tonight. But
yeah, you never know. You never
that
know.
Lucky, great, but never that. But if it isn't that lucky, but if it is that lucky, yes.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about. Sorry, Karen.
So I was going to say, I think that's the beauty of like these gigs. Obviously, the gig itself is great, and you get to meet. You get to see bands that you wouldn't normally get to see. You get to meet people. You end up. I mean, one of the big things for us was we played with Cannabis Corpse in Manchester.
Great band.
And Landfill stood front and center. I've got to admit that gig was not very well attended until later on, so there was no one in the crowd for us, and Landfill stood front center. And I'm like, I'm a massive Municipal Waste fan, by the way. I have been ever since I was a teenager. And
awesome man.
And basically, we came off stage, and he immediately came up to us and said, "I really enjoyed your set. You guys are doing something different. Really enjoyed it." And I said, "Oh, would you like a T-shirt?" And he said, "Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll T-shirt swap." And I was like, "Fucking hell, that was cool." And then we played with Iron Reagan, at a festival in Portugal.
Oh, I'm Reagan, yeah.
And I thought, well, we'll go see if we can, say hi. I didn't want to kind of bother him and all that. I didn't think he'd remember, and so I went over and said, "Hey, Phil, Repulsive Division. Do you remember we played in Manchester? Oh yeah, I bought your album. I wear your long sleeve all the time. I love it. And it's like, the teenage me is like fucking going crazy. And then later that year, when we're doing the new album, we kind of get the first mix back, and I said, look, we should get some guest vocals on here. Should we ask Landfill if he wants to do it? And basically, we asked him, and he said immediately, "Yeah, I'll do it. Well, send us the lyrics, see what you think." And like within 2 hours, he had the lyrics for Regret. He had that recorded, and he did an incredible job, And
yeah, definitely. Such power behind those vocals.
It's that kind of thing. The gig's great, but it's what leads from those gigs, and the experience itself, the travel, the kind of issues that happen when you're on, let's say, the road, but delays and the parties and all this kind of shit, and the shit that happens, because it's a story that you can tell at the end of the day.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a story that you can tell at the end of the day, and you do all these tours, you do all these shows, you meet all these different bands, all these different people you become friends with over that time, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'll do guest vocals. Oh, I'll do guest vocals for you. Oh, we'll do this tour together. Obviously, you can't do any tours now because COVID.
I don't
know why I quoted that.
Then Brexit straight after that.
Oh, it's like Brexit and then COVID. Like, but anyway, let's not talk about those two because they're not important.
No.
Yeah, because I mentioned California earlier with Chris Ryford living in California and he's from there. There was a band that I checked out from LA, and they're called Soul Development.
Soul Development. I don't know them.
I don't know them either. I only checked them out because one of my guests, Ken, mentioned them in a video he was doing, like showing like CDs and tapes and stuff.
And Ken May.
What?
Ken May.
His name's Ken.
From California.
Oh no, this Ken who I'm on about. He lives in Chicago.
Oh, fair enough. Sorry, I was going to say
Chris Ryford's from California.
Yeah.
Ken, who I'm on about, he's from Chicago, but yeah, he found a band from LA called Soul Development, and they sound very much. They got the Swedish death metal sound with the foot pedal, obviously the HM2 Boss distortion pedal, which I still need to get my hands on, but they cost a stupid amount of money.
Mine cost quite a lot.
Yeah, it costs too much. I managed to find a website called Reverb, but I'm always have to check it's the Japanese one and not the Taiwanese one.
Oh, I've got a Japanese 1980s one, so...
Yeah, I found like 1980, 1981, 1986, 1985, whatever. It's like, whichever one I get, as long as I turn it all the way up and get that sound, is okay.
PV amp and a Swedish HM2 Plus, so...
Put it in, we're all good. And
yeah, exactly.
So with that band, Soul Development, I was listening to it is an EP, and name's escaping me at the moment, but some riffs sound very Swedish inspired, and one song sounds like a mix of a lot of Swedish death metal bands, and some riffs sound very Bolt Thrower influenced.
A bit more slow kind of thing.
A bit more slower, and I was like, oh, I don't have to listen to this a second time to like it. Because if it's got all those things, I am fine.
Oh yeah, I love finding I tend not to find many new bands. I do listen to new bands at the moment. Undeath are the one that really kind of turned my head.
I checked them out. I checked them out recently.
Just heavy and really unique songwriting, very different.
Yeah, the vocals very deep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
There's a lot of Cannibal Corpse. There's Morbid Angel in there.
yeah,
But it's
so
still
much.
fuzzy.
Still fuzziness. Yeah, because one song I heard, which was it's from their new album that they released. What's it called?
Lesions of a different kind.
These was a different kind, yeah, and because they had the title track, and that has the Black Dahlia Murder vocalist guest in it.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Trevor.
Trevor, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. But he appears like at the end of the song, which is sort of cool because usually you get them like your guest vocalist somewhere in the middle or near the start or whatever, but he's like right at the end.
Yeah.
Which I
It's
thought,
like Unfit Earth by Napalm Death.
oh yeah, they had Glenn Benton and John Tardy
John Tardy right at the end.
right at the end. Yeah, Glenn Benton was like middle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Deicide or Deicide, however you want to say it.
Deicide for me. I've always said it.
I've always said Deicide, and someone was correcting me saying Deicide. I was like, I don't like being corrected, so don't do it. Unless it's necessary to correct me, then it's fine. But Deicide, fine. But
It's the same thing.
it's the same damn thing. We know who the band is. We know who the vocalist is. Who's the vocalist? Oh my god. His name is Glenn Benton. He's got upside down cross like burned into his forehead, which he did himself.
Yeah, he did.
Because I saw Deicide in Bristol in 2013. He played the Fleece, and I actually got to meet him and talk to him. He's not much of a talker, but it's all right. And when I got close to him, I could see the upside down cross indent in his forehead.
Okay,
I was
hell.
like, wow, say don't mention the cross, don't mention the cross, don't mention the cross.
Look around the eyes.
Like, and then there was a video of someone was filming a video, and there's me standing next to Glenn, and there's a mate of ours spinning one of our other mates around, and you can hear Glenn Benton say, "Drop him on his head." I was like, well, I'm looking at myself in that footage. I don't know if I can find it now, but my hair was not as long as it is now than it was back then. It wasn't this length. It was like, it's like,
yeah.
But it was a lot longer now and a bit of a pain in the ass to get out of the way sometimes. But you know, that's the life of a man with long hair.
Oh yeah, don't I know it? I think you get used to it after a while, though. I've had it for coming up 17 years now, so
Yeah, this is like 11 years for me now because I had it long, then cut it, and then started growing it again back in 2009. Haven't really cut too much of it since.
yeah. Oh, occasionally I have like a trim or something, but
I had to trim this because my right side was longer than my left.
oh,
I was like, some bits were just like longer there. Not like I don't mean like there's like strands were longer than other strands.
it's like when sometimes it's literally like
I was
that,
just like, So I had to do this, like shower and go out after brushing. It's like then I go like that. It's like, yeah, that's the same length now. And the thing I've done multiple times with this is actually get it caught in a zip, and that sucks.
Oh god, yeah. Worst part is when just one strand goes right up your ass.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that's the worst thing ever.
So for all you long-haired men out there within the metal scene, you know the pain of having long hair. You can get it caught in zips. You can get it tangled and shit, and then it's not good. Unless you were once a man with long hair, but now you just got a big, massive beard, and then you don't have that problem with washing your hair on there. But it's like the beard's like, but I gotta contain the beard, obviously.
But then the beard is like trying to eat something without it being everywhere.
Oh, I can't do that with cereal, even though I had cereal. I was like, oh, I'll just have cereal. Oh, for crying out loud. Milk in the beard, milk in the beard. I was like,
That's why mine's like smaller now. I mean, I've tried growing it a few times, and every
I trim
time I just
mine a
get
bit
to a
because it
point, it's
was
like,
uneven.
I can't be asked with this.
It's like done. Like done.
Yep.
Oh, if I can grow this bit a lot longer and my hair falls out, it's like, yeah, just doing it. But yeah, enough talking about long hair problems. Even though when you head bang and you got to brush it out afterwards, it's like, ow, ow,
Yeah.
ow. Why
Oh,
does this hurt?
it's worse. I work in a factory, you see, so having to have it all tied up right back all day, and then taking the bobble out, and it's like stuck in one kind of like
Oh, I hate that.
knot.
I've done that with a hairband like this, where like a strand like this, not too big, but gets tangled up. I'm like, how. It's like, oh, didn't rip it all out.
Yeah.
It's like, but headbanging when you're at a festival. Also, those who do shower at festivals, when I'm at Bloodstock, I don't shower. No one does.
Yeah.
And then I look at my hair, it's like, oh, it's all matted. Like, it's like, this is gross. And also, I like
I've
your
gotten to the point
Sodom
now
one.
where it's kind of like,
Yeah.
Sorry, say again. Sorry.
Your Sodom long sleeve.
Yeah.
Coat,
Orange.
Agent Orange. I almost said
Classic.
Code Orange.
Sorry.
I almost said Code Orange. I was like, nope, that's a band. It's Agent Orange. Before
Agent
someone
Orange.
comments saying, you got it wrong, you got it wrong, you got it wrong, you got it wrong. Calm down. I corrected myself. But yeah.
You could have gotten away with that if you hadn't
I could have
said.
got away with it, but then there are those who might go like, oh, you got it wrong. Stop acting like a baby. I owned up to the mistake.
Now we opened up for Sodom.
Oh man, that must have been great.
What it was though, it was Pit Fest. Sodom. Oh, the lineup was just insane that year. Skit System played as well, which was great.
Nice.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, they were back again. My internet.
My camera's done that twice now. My camera's gone off. These are never perfect.
Well, that's rock and roll. It's live.
It's rock and roll. We'll get this done. And if it all goes to shit, it all goes to shit. But yeah, like
what is Embodiment? Your band, your t-shirt.
Yeah, Embodiment is a new album, which is fantastic because our album, Herbicidal's album, and Nothing Was Achieved. Fitting, isn't it? Well, we did achieve that. We got an album out. But what have you achieved since? Nothing.
Hey, do you know what? It's an achievement. One, to have it out, and two, the people are listening to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That what more can you ask for, really?
Because we got every band's got to have a email, and I'm guessing Wombbath has an email address and Repulsive has an email address, so you know who's bought your album and whatnot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So we get that. We don't have physical CDs, but we have digital download. I want to get physical CDs, but I don't know where to get them made. And plus, I need someone to put the artwork on a booklet. And that's going to cost a fuckload.
Well, I do know a place that does it quite reasonably. It all depends on what kind of run you're hoping to do.
Oh, I'm trying to think about it. I don't want to get too many CDs out at first. I don't want like 100 CDs. That's just stupid. No, like 50 CDs, but then again, that might cost quite a bit.
I think it's called the duplication service, and these you can kind of do. I think minimum's 10.
Oh, I can do 10 CDs at first, and then see where it goes.
Exactly. Exactly. You just never know. But you can do like promo type ones. Yeah. Cardboard sleeves. You can do digipacks. You can do all sorts of printed CDs, whatever.
Yeah, I'll see what's more affordable. But yeah, so I go on there and just see like, they bought this because it's like we don't have a set price for it. We just name your price, which is all right, but then someone might pay. Oh, I'll pay 99p. Okay, that's fine. I'll pay £1. Yeah, that just goes towards our band's PayPal and whatnot.
Band's fund, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the funds for when we ever do gigs again or record a Nana album, or because I thought it was going to be an EP because I kept saying, "Oh, EP's coming." Is an album now. Album then, and we're on Metallum as well.
So I've got to admit, I've always been an album person. I've always preferred to kind of like create one piece of music, this huge kind of presentation.
Yeah, one specific thing. If I do that with one of my other bands, because I've got a death metal band trying to sort out, if I have more songs, it's an album. It's like, do you want a promo first, or maybe one song can come out first as a promo, so you know what the hell's happening.
You could do a video kind of thing as well, like a lyric video.
I'm not sure how to do it, but I've asked someone to do that. But
oh yeah, we got someone to do other than Divine. You know, it cost a few £100, but I think it looks, you know, pretty cool outfit. You know.
Yeah, I might do that when I've actually sorted shit out, because I've got too many things. I've got my folk metal band to worry about, possibly Herbicidal, just taking a break at the moment. Got a death metal band, a doom death doom, and yeah, that's about
Death Doom.
Yeah, that's about it really. And a doom metal band with my mate, who's also in the folk metal band that I'm in. Well, it's our folk metal band, we formed it. He's the vocalist, I'm the bassist.
I think it's great to have. That's always great, you know.
I'm not going to be like Johnny, where I got like 30 or 50 bands. How does he have time to do all these bands? Because he's got Wombbath, he's got Henry Kane.
Yeah.
Nat Raven, or Nat Raven, however you want to say it.
Just Before Dawn.
Just Before Dawn.
God's Forsaken.
God's Forsaken, yeah. There was Syndrome he had. I don't know if they're still going.
Yeah. Berserker Legion.
He's got too many bands. Let's just focus on the bands that we know are active.
They're all great and all.
It's all great. It's because like it's either death metal or grindcore or crust punk and death metal or crust punk grindcore death metal.
But it's always with members like people from Asphyx or people from, you know, other great death metal bands. And he's got such. I think didn't he join Massacre for like 5 minutes?
Yeah, they're doing some. Because like you said, he's done Nat Raven with Nat Raven. I'm saying Nat Raven. Let's end it.
Nat Raven, that's what it is.
Nat Raven with Cam Lee, and
yeah.
I think Cam Lee asked him to do stuff. I just saw on them either on Cam Lee's page or on the Massacre page, whichever one was. And
what an experience! What an experience to have that on your CV, you know.
Like, so, what's on your music CV? Work with Cam Lee. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, whoa. All right. How have you? I haven't worked with anyone like that yet.
It'll come. You never know. You never know when the opportunity knocks.
Yeah, hopefully it'll soon, but obviously not. I don't think very many people want to do music stuff unless they're really dedicated, like us, Cam Lee,
well, exactly,
Johnny, and Johnny definitely. Need to give him a shout on here because I've given my mate Simon Can enough of a shout out on these videos. So I've got to give one to Johnny as well because he damn well deserves it.
Oh, Johnny deserves everything.
He deserves everything. He's put so much effort into what he does. I don't think he's brought out anything that's bad yet. Because if he does, I'm like this, Johnny, what have you done? Why have you brought this out? But no, nothing he brings out is bad. It's always excellent, like high rating.
Yeah.
You just like this, you're too much.
And it all sounds different. It's not like he's got...
His vocals may sound... His vocals or his vocals. So they all sound very identical because it's the same bloke. It's just a different project.
Yep.
He might go lower. He might go higher. He might just be somewhere in between.
Multi-talented
He's a
bastard.
multi-talented man. I know he does vocals. He does guitar. He does bass. I know he programs drums for like his solo stuff, but I don't think does he play drums, do you know?
I've never seen him play drums. I know John does a lot of the drum work for like he's in Just Before Dawn as well, and Wombbath.
Yeah, John, yeah. I know John used to be in Body Harvest as well.
Body Harvest, that's right.
That's how I met him.
Yeah. Oh, again, another sound kind of, guy to work with.
Yeah.
Great fun.
Yeah, because I remember getting to the front for Wombbath at Scandinavia Death Fest. As soon as he looked in my direction, he was like, yeah. He saw me. It's like, didn't think you were coming. It's like, this member brought me here. And then,
I mean, I've got to admit, that was the most surreal moment. Like, because we were opening, like we were the first band on the entire festival.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta get there in time for Wombbath. Because I was walking around Stockholm with my mate. So I thought, I've not been to Sweden yet, never been to Stockholm or anywhere like that. So I thought, let's have a look around. And I was like, I gotta get to the venue, gotta get a beer, but I'm also dying for a piss.
We thought like no one would be there because it's opening band, but like the room filled out like so quickly.
You got dedicated fans there.
It was so cool, probably the biggest gig we've done.
Yeah. You just got like a lot of dedicated fans. Obviously, a lot of them. Some like, I know what you're gonna say. Swedish fans in Sweden, yeah, it's Sweden. And do you know what was also great about that? As well as seeing the Swedish bands there, seeing them with a hometown crowd was just a magical moment in itself.
It was really cool.
I was just like,
I will probably say that like 95% of that audience was probably from other countries.
Yeah, because you had obviously me and my mate, you of course from the UK.
Yeah.
John, UK. There was Danish fans, Finnish fans, American fans.
A friend of mine from Malaysia.
Yeah. Just everywhere really, but usually more of the audience participation would be from Sweden.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It was just really strange. And then of course you had like Nika Anderson and LG Petrov.
I saw a picture that I made with a guy from a mate of my American mates over there. They got a picture of him, but I didn't actually see him. I didn't cross paths, but I saw the guy from Watain walking around.
Oh yeah, Eric.
And I saw your picture, and I was like, I wish I got a picture. Fuck. I got a picture of David Ingram, so that was great.
Oh yeah, Dave's cool as well.
Cool guy.
I think this is the thing with a lot of these people. Like Eric Danielson, you always kind of get the impression that he'll be quite standoffish, but he's cool.
Oh, what, the vocalist from
Watain?
Yeah, because I didn't want to go up to him just in case he said, "Nah, don't talk."
Yeah, exactly. You kind of expect the Clafford kind of type.
I think that's what people get wrong about some like black metal musicians. They think they're all standoffish until you actually meet them, and they're fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Might get that with death metal fans. They might be a bit standoff. Not death metal fans, death metal musicians. They might be a bit standoffish, but none of them were.
I think the only one that I found was standoffish was Dave Vincent.
Never met him, and I don't think I ever will because I won't get the damn chance.
I mean, first time I met him was Bloodstock. That time when I think the lineup was like.
Oh, was that 2011?
Sorry.
Was that 2011?
That's the one. Yeah, like Napalm Death, Morbid Angel. Was Out the Gates.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, because it's when I first saw Napalm Death.
Yeah, first Exodus as well. Motorhead.
Saw Exodus, Motorhead. I went to the Sophie tent, so that's why I kept going because I became friends with the 4 DJs of the Apocalypse lot, which is always great because one of them always fed me whiskey with a SpongeBob cup or through a Super Soaker. Didn't do that at Scandinavia Death Fest. You had to go to the bar for that.
Well, yeah.
Which
No,
I didn't mind. I spent too much money on beer though.
oh, me too.
It was like bought the the Dismember lager that they had out.
Oh,
Which was
yeah,
like
yeah.
95 Swedish kroner, which is like equivalent of, I don't know, £3 or something. I don't know.
It was too much. That's what it was.
I was just like, kept buying it, and then until I ran out of money. I was like, ran out of money on this one card that I take if I go abroad. I
It
need
was really
card here.
It was really strange for me because, we booked a hotel for the British Wombbath members. It was, there was like a massive arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically there was like a little hotel there that there was Dave Ingram was staying as well.
Yeah.
So Dave Ingram, the guys from Rotten Sound were staying there as well. So we were kind of staying there. But there was a band called Wilt from Germany.
Oh, I think I know that band, yeah.
And like they messaged me and say, "Oh, you're in Wombbath. Are you in the same hotel as us?" And I was like, "Okay." And yeah, we went over, had a few beers with them. We ended up going out around Stockholm with them, and it was fucking great,
Stockholm is a beautiful place.
We got to play with them in Liebengrün in Germany about 2 months later. It was amazing, Really good band, very punk, Swedish style death metal.
Yeah, I like how some bands do that, either from here in the UK or places we even think they're influenced by Swedish death metal bands like Germany and the Netherlands and France, and then all of a sudden you get someone that sounds like Entombed or Grave or Dismember or someone like that. I always say those three because I like the big three Swedish death metal bands, including Unleashed.
Yeah, Dismember, Nihilist, Nirvana 2002.
And I just knocked over my glass.
Oh shit! At least it was empty.
I was just like, boof. I was like, oh no, it's fine. But yeah, Nihilist, which is what they were when Johnny from Unleashed was in the band, but then changed it to Entombed. Yeah. Or at least split the band up and then changed it to Entombed. I can't remember. I got the book, I have to read it again.
I need to get the book at some point.
Yeah, it's a great book. And I bought one. I just pre-ordered a book on the Finnish death metal thing.
Oh, I've seen that. It looks good.
Yeah, I thought I got the Swedish one. What other death metal do I like? Oh yeah, Finnish. That's a Finnish. But yeah, I also met who else did I meet at Scandinavia Death Fest? I met the vocalist from Dismember, Matt.
Oh yeah.
He was cool to chat to.
That's cool.
He was behind the barrier because he just stayed there. There was the stage, and then there was the barrier going off into some other room.
Yeah, or the kind of backstage area.
There's toilets up there where the stage is.
Yeah.
And there's the backstage area. He was there, and I met one of the guitarists who always wears the bullet belt on stage.
Yeah.
I can't name now. I have pictures of him now. I can't remember the damn names. I met Fred, the drummer. He was cool to chat to for a little bit.
They usually are. I don't think there's been many cunts about. I don't think there's been many people where I've been like, "Wow, I wish I hadn't met him."
No, I was like, am I going to meet anyone who's an idiot? Who's an absolute twat? No one. None of them from Dismember. No one from. There was this other member from an old Swedish death metal band, and I can't remember the band now, but he was playing in another band there, and he told me the name of the band. And I was like, yeah, I know that band, and I just started chatting to him. And I think I met one of the guys from Interment.
Oh yes, yeah, they were great.
Yeah, I think it was the vocalist I met. I just said, "Oh, that was an awesome set." He's like, "Oh, thank you, man."
We weren't allowed in the same backstage area as Dismember.
Okay, that's weird.
So our backstage area, I don't know if you saw, there was like a balcony
Yeah, I think that's where Undergame went, and then to
Yeah,
got their stuff off.
basically that's where we were allowed to go.
Yeah,
So like Pertinence were up there, and
Pertinence. Yeah,
Undergang, and you know.
yeah, because I spoke to the drummer from Pertinence. I said, because I was like saying, "Oh, can I get a picture after you set?" He's like, "Yes, of course, of course, of course." It's like, because my mate Alex said after they stopped playing, after they finished their set, he said in Finnish, "That was fucking awesome." I was like, it's like, I don't want to say it because I might mess it up and I might get some angry people at me. It's like, you messed it up. We don't like you anymore.
I say I loved going to Finland.
Never
We
been.
did a weekender there.
Never been.
Oh, it's great. We played in Helsinki, Turku, and Tampere, and there's this venue that's kind of in the middle of nowhere in Turku, and it's just this kind of building that's just been converted from a factory kind of thing into this venue and like hangout spot,
Oh, cool.
and everything has a sauna over in Finland as well. Every venue has a sauna.
I'm in.
It's like surreal, you know. So like
That's so good. That's mental.
this kind of DIY venue that was kind of like a kind of industrial building that it was just cool as fuck, you know.
That's cool.
It's not there anymore, unfortunately. They knocked it
I
down.
was looking forward to that.
But you know, it was probably one of the best things. We had an all night party, and
My kind of
you
parties.
know, they pretty much like filled up the they filled up the fridge with beer, and we had a bottle
My
of
kind of party.
Jägermeister or two.
Fridge full of beer.
Oh, it was insane. We were just completely
Well,
fucking
yeah,
gone by the
because
time we got to the next gig.
yeah, that was because I became friends with the vocalist from Solidverse.
Oh, Solstice, yeah, good band.
Kelly, his name is the
Yeah,
vocalist. Nice bloke, because I saw him at Film Fest. I was like, oh yeah, I saw Solidverse at Eradication Fest. It's like, oh cool. Got him on Jake's Metal Chat, and I love this background. It was woods in somewhere in Finland. I'm not sure where in Finland. I think he said he lived outside of Helsinki or something.
yeah.
Because I got a mate.
Like,
She was from here in Bristol, but she moved to Finland, married a nice Finnish bloke that I met when she came and visit. He said, "Oh, if you're ever in Finland, you got a place to stay."
oh, that's cool. Oh,
And
honestly,
they're
you
in
should go.
Helsinki. I know that.
The Finns are lovely people. You know, it was God Disease that helped us for that.
Oh, God disease, yeah.
Yeah, they played Finfest. Oh, great band, great people.
Oh,
They were the one we were on tour with them in Fest today.
oh yeah, Festa, yeah, they were great. I was trying to think, how do you say that band name? I might be saying it wrong. Because they were the last band on the pre-show. Because there was the
Pre-show
So it's like, oh, they're the last band.
with
They're sort of
started
kicking off
touring.
what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, they have the vocalist from Fintroll now at the moment.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
love intro.
so
Well, I love
very
death metal. I
different.
love folk metal. So that's all
Yeah,
good.
so
I'm trying to remember the other bands at Finfest now. There was
so many, wasn't there? You know,
Solid First. There was
cadaveric is it
Curse.
cadaveric fumes or something?
Oh, Cadaver. Oh, that's gonna annoy me now.
There was
Galvanizer.
Galvanizer. They were my band of the
They were one of my
band of the
favorite
weekend.
bands of the second day. First
Lantern,
day, I'm trying to think now. Solid First. They were one of my favorite bands of the first day.
Demolic, Lantern,
Pertinence.
Convulse.
Convulse. Ripakulu. They were great.
Oh yeah, they were great.
Ripakulu were fantastic. And Skepticism, who I never heard of until that point.
I haven't heard them since either.
I thought, I do like Funeral Doom. Let's listen to them. This is very orchestrated. Orchestral, that's it.
It was so strange. It was like
He's giving out roses to people in the front audience. I was like, I want to get one. I don't want to move. Because I was near the door because I had to get back to the coach station to get home.
Oh, right.
I was going to stay that night, but the hotel I stayed in was pants.
Oh, that bad. Shit. It went on
It was
forever.
all right. It's just like the bed was a little bit uncomfortable, and I could barely fit in the toilet area. It was small because the toilet was there and the shower's right in front of you. It was
London
crap.
hotel rooms.
It was crap. I should have put the Premier in.
Oof, yeah.
But
No, I
never
had
mind.
quite a
I'll
nice.
put them for next time.
Wasn't your hotel was like $2 or $3 away from mine, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was in a hotel in. It was near Victoria Coach Station. It was near there. I think it was the
Oh, right.
Belgrave. I think it was called. It was an all right hotel. A little all right from the reception. It was the room that I had. The bed was just a little bit uncomfortable.
Mm.
But I bought some sewing stuff from me so I can sew on some patches. I was like, oh. You know, because you don't necessarily have to have a vest if you listen to metal, but you get those who make a vest with all your favorite bands on it.
Oh, it's always great, isn't it? You know, I love doing my jackets and stuff.
Yeah, I got a death metal one that I've almost sort of finished. It's got the Demolict patch that I got when they played Film Fest and Pertinence. And I think I got a Repulsive one, but it's like a little small logo one, which is going to be a pain in the ass to sew on, but
Yeah.
it'll
No.
got all sorts on there. Oh yeah, Solidus as well as on there.
I've got a load of work to do on mine. I just bought a load of new ones, so I kind of took all the patches off, and I'm gonna kind of make a bit more of it.
Let's have a look at this then.
So yeah, no, I've got all sorts on mine. You know,
logo there.
Big Obituary one, Napalm Death,
Death metal, yeah.
Gorguts, Atheist.
Oh, Gorguts, yes.
It's impossible to find an early Gorguts logo.
Yeah, that's mental. Oh, Edge of Sanity, just saw that.
Well, you know. Oh yeah, I love Edge of Sanity. Probably one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, that's a cool jacket.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Get mine quickly. Since we're showing each other's jackets. Oh god, don't know how this is going to work because the lighting goes a bit funny when you get back in front of the camera. But whatever. Got shit. Who have I got here? We got Boltfur at the top.
Yeah.
Chaos, Morbid Angel.
I've got that Morbid Angel one.
Solidus, Benediction. Autopsy, Carnage, Cancer, and Demigod. Which would have been great if Demigod was at Filmfest, but I guess none of them were in the band anymore. The band's not going anymore.
Yeah.
Asphyx, Dismember. Yeah. That's the one I got in Sweden.
DSL Custom.
Yep, got to have a Bristol band on there. Demolic and Pertinence. And on the back, you might recognise the top one.
Oh, Carbonized, yeah.
Carbonized and
Necrophobic.
I
played with Necrophobic a few times this past couple of years.
Okay, you're just rubbing it in now. I will one day play with these bands. Maybe not Carbonized because there's been multiple members who are in all these other bands that we know and are still active.
I mean, they're one of those really strange kind of. I think they're Swedish, aren't they? Carbonized.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like really kind of like almost like Voivod, but death metal.
Yeah, I know. I got just thinking of, since you just said that, I'm just thinking about it now. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The album For the Security.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's a great album.
I mean,
it's hard to find.
I enjoy Necrophobic. It's one of those bands where I don't really know them that well, but what I have heard, I really like.
Yeah, the album that is the back patch. That's the only album I own by Necrophobic. I only had Nocturnal Silence.
No,
I don't have any others. Yeah, I need to build my collection up. There's so many albums from so many bands I don't own yet.
Oh, there's always more albums to find.
It's like Cannibal Corpse. Like, I'm going to complete my Cannibal Corpse collection. We got a new album out. Fucking hell. Like Devin Townsend. It's like I got every Devin Townsend release. New album's out.
in 20 different versions.
In 20 different versions. So you need this one with nice flamingo on it. Then you need this one with a nice piece of toast. It's like, oh my God.
My main collection's Dream Theater because they're my favorite band. So, but I don't like any of the post Mike Portnoy albums. So,
fair enough.
So like I'm trying to collect all the bootlegs from before. Well, there was a big moment in their early career where James Labrie got food poisoning. It was just after the Awake album. He got food poisoning and ruptured his vocal cords, vomiting.
Oh,
like completely fucked his voice. That's why if you listen to the first two albums with James Labrie, his range is huge. But then everything after that, he always kind of has this lower kind of register.
Oh, okay.
Because he can't do those high notes anymore. And so the kind of holy grail is trying to find bootlegs from before that.
That's always the way.
And I've got a few pretty good ones, and stuff. But
yeah, I think
they've been going back to like the first question you asked. What happened like with my taste in metal. My dad's favorite band is Dream Theater as well. So he got me into them through all that, and that's why they're my favorite band. Is because ever since like the early days of kind of getting into like metal in any kind of description, it started out there, and even now I love them just the same as I did back then. I don't think there's any other bands that could say the same about even Metallica and stuff.
Yeah, I get, because I'm like that with I might listen to a lot of death metal bands now, but I still love Lamb of God.
Yeah,
still love that. I still love them. I'm not gonna stop listening to them anytime soon.
Oh God, no, absolutely not. No, they are a great band.
No, great band live, definitely.
Great live band.
Great live band. Know how to get the crowd going. That's what you need in a metal band. You gotta get the crowd going.
Absolutely.
Because if you're just one of those bands, you just play a song, you're silent. Goes into the next song. It's like, what are you going? What do you want us to do? I mean, I get if you're like an atmospheric band, for example, Dragged into Sunlight. They're very atmospheric in their stage presence because all the other members, because guitarists, bassists, vocalists, all have their back to the audience except for the drummer.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. I'm pretty sure they used to be in a death metal band as well. Some of the members from Dragged into Sunlight.
Yeah, two of them were in
Repulsive.
Yeah, one of them's in Repulsive. Now, two of them were in a band called Hellswan.
Oh, really? Were they?
Yeah, two of them were.
Hellswan were a great band.
Yeah, I got the CD that they released. It's pretty good. Very Swedish inspired death metal.
Is it Repulsive Existence or something?
Yes, Repulsive Existence. That's
it's really fucking great,
Yeah, I love the album. My favorite song from it is Lifeless. Just when it hits that chorus bit, it was like, "You're lifeless."
It's just pure fucking Swedish death, It is really great, It was a shame they never actually made a jewel case because it was like this paper sleeve.
Yeah, I can't put it in a jewel case. It won't work in a jewel case. But I love the album because, well, obviously his vocals has got it's got reverb on it and it fits for that style of music. If you put it in any other style of music, it might not fit.
No, exactly.
But for like Swedish death metal, that sort of style, it'd be a Swedish band, Finnish band, the old British band using a lot of reverb, it'll work because of the atmosphere around the music.
I think one of the main reasons why we always get likened to like British death metal, I always get told, "God, you sound very British," is because British death metal tends to be more no nonsense. It tends to be more straightforward, very punk ethic. Look at Napalm Death, look at Carcass, Benediction. It's stripped back and very honest, and it takes a lot more from our punk background than it does from the atmosphere, like say Scandinavian ones have.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, but like you said, Benediction. Yeah, they got He said it's straightforward. No nonsense to it.
It's got that. I mean, that's punk to me. To me, that's totally what punk is about. It's about anyone can play,
Yeah.
and it's about being yourself on stage, not having to kind of create a persona.
Mm.
And that's something I love about the extreme metal that we play, rather than say black metal or black metal. I could never do the whole corpse paint and outfit
I've done
and
corpse
all
paint
that kind of
once.
stuff.
I've done corpse paint maybe a few times. And it's like, and then when I headbang, my head just gets stuck to the paint. It's like, no, wet wipes.
Yeah, gone.
No, I'll still listen to black metal. I'm just not doing no corpse paint. Fake
No.
blood, yes. The corpse paint, no.
Fenris doesn't, so I'm,
No. So what? Well, because Emperor did the corpse paint and they stopped doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, not every black metal band needs to have corpse paint. You can be a black metal band and just wear very dark clothing. Or not very dark clothing. Or you can put fake blood on your face.
But then again, Bloodbath and fucking General Surgery did that better anyway.
Do that. Fake blood is in their hair and beard or in their shoes.
That was going to be, I think that's still one of the plans that we're doing for Henry Kane in the live shows.
What, being like fake blood?
Fake blood and all that kind of stuff. So
see, I'd be down for that.
It's well, again, we should have done Pitfest. We would have been opening up for At the Gates and like.
Oh yeah, I'd be right at the front for that.
At the Gates doing Slaughter of the Soul set and
Slaughter of the Soul. So what? Those guys have been around for a long time. Same with, I was going to mention this band earlier before we finish up because it's gone 9:30.
I was going to say.
There's another band, My Dying Bride. They've been a band since 1990. They've been a band for 30 years.
Yeah. I love My Dying Bride so much.
Yeah, so good. Some people might get put off because it's like, he's doing some death metal sort of vocals. Then they hear Aaron do some cleans. It's like, I don't mind that. I like a mix of growls and and clean vocals. For a band like My Dying Bride and Paradise Lost and bands like that, it works. If you put it in another band, like if you did it in Entombed, it probably wouldn't work. But probably wouldn't work in Entombed.
He's so unique.
Yeah.
The UK Doom Trinity, where it was like Anathema, Paradise Lost, and My Dying Bride. None of them sounded the same.
No, they're all very different.
Yeah. I love My Dying Bride, and Like God to the Sun. That entire album is just so unique.
Yeah, and the new album, Ghost of Orion. I love that. I love the new album.
I've not heard it yet.
Coming out. Oh, it's great. I love it. You might think, not everyone's going to think the same. You might think, okay, then, like, it's okay, and then like, oh, I like it. It kind of reminds me of their first album or whatever, or Turn Loose the Swans.
Oh, great album.
That is a great album.
Probably one of the heaviest. That
yeah,
one.
Definitely. Yeah, I was listening to that album on the way back from Filmfest actually.
Oh yeah.
Because I need some UK Death Doom or Death Doom goth metal, whatever you want to call them these days. But
they're something like that.
They're just a unique band. You can't really call them one genre. They're just a mix. But
no, they're just
great band, and I hope to see My Dying Bride live one day.
Oh, they are really good. They are really good live.
I've seen Paradise Lost, and I met not David Gregor. That's Mortis Scold. Gregor McIntosh.
I met Nick. Strangely enough, it was when they played Hammerfest.
Oh, cool.
Because I was staying with our drummer, but he was playing with Avenger at Hammerfest that year. Paradise Lost were in the room next to us.
Oh, cool.
So Skindred were both, and Paradise Lost were in the room next door, which was just
that's cool.
For being like a 23-year-old at the time, thinking, "Fuck."
Fucking yeah. Well, I can say now I'm not 23 anymore. I'm 29.
Oh, 31.
Oh, I'll meet you in the 30s soon. I'm 30 next year.
Have fun.
No, people saying, "Oh, it's gonna get worse from here, mate," because it's gonna get worse in terms of hangovers.
The worst year.
In terms of hangovers, but yeah,
Well,
hangovers and other
definitely.
things. But yeah, well, thank you for coming on Jake's Metal Chat. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. You're more than welcome to come back on again.
Oh, I'd love to.
If we think of more things. Unless you're too busy, then that's understandable. You can't.
Oh no, anytime. It's been great to chat about it. Anything really. It's kind of. I think what's great is that there's not really been a particular kind of structure. It's just been us chatting.
This is what I do for when I'm not like most things. Like I give big props to Banger TV. They do album reviews. They sometimes have like chat discussions and whatnot. But by like what's the first wave of like black metal bands or whatever the topic is? There's a structure there. Mine is just okay. I sort of have a structure. It's like, oh, we'll talk. I was asking about how they coping with COVID, what got them into music, and if something comes out of that, and then bands and stuff like that, we'll just go from there.
It's been great, and I really appreciate you supporting us, and I really appreciate you enjoying the album as well.
Yeah, I love that album. I mean, I bought the CD as well, but with the digital downloads, I thought before the CD gets here, I'll just get the digital download and listen to it that way first. That's what I did with Sculptura's new album.
Oh, again, killer. The
Killer
new
album, fantastic.
Killer.
Highly recommend it to all the viewers, including the albums I showed earlier. I mean, who doesn't have this?
Classic.
I remember
I supported him. When was it? It was at the. Is the Angel in Nottingham?
Not been to that venue. I've been to the Rock City venue in Nottingham because Cannibal Corpse and Black Dahlia Murder and Devil Driver were there.
Oh, that's a lineup and a half, isn't it?
And of course, yeah, that was a lineup and a half. And of course, Anathema, My Dying Bride, and At the Gates performed there in '93, I think.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Right then.
Well, yeah, I'll let you go. And well, before you go, any plans for more writing music? And when COVID is over, tours, gigs?
Well, currently, I've got 13 songs written for Repulsive Vision's third album. Awesome. I'm currently in a big kind of writing wave at the moment. I've got about 5 songs written for a potential solo project.
Nice.
Obviously, new Wombbath is being written and recorded at all times.
Of course, because you got Johnny and
Broken.
All the other guys, can I say?
Exactly. So lots being written. All the festival performances we've had have been kind of just postponed till next year or the next year. Like Symbolic, we were supposed to be at Symbolic Fest in Czech Republic last year, then next year, and now they've decided to go right ahead and like postpone it to 2022.
Yeah, that's what they've done with the Black Dahlia Murder gig that was supposed to be happening in January next year. Now they postponed it to like March 2022, something like that. Yeah. Kind of sucks.
It does suck, but
if it means we got to wait again for certain gigs, and hopefully we can actually see some gigs next year, great.
It's about time.
About time, because I'm going nuts.
Yeah, it's God's same.
We're all going
so
nuts.
Crazy.
Everyone can relate. Comment in the comments section below if you're going nuts for not seeing gigs. Unless you're in Italy where they're actually doing gigs and festivals. but they got everyone sat down wearing masks.
Well, we're hoping to get over to Italy for the first time. We've got a contact over there, so maybe this time.
Maybe it's time. But yeah, I'll let you go. Get on with it, and I'll hopefully see you in person sometime next year or the year after that.
I'm certain you will. I'm certain we'll hang out again.
Yeah, we'll hang out, and obviously, I've seen the bands. I haven't seen Repulsive Vision live. I don't think I don't think I have. I've seen Wombbath though. So all the best with those two bands and your potential solo project, and that's it. That's all.
Thanks. Same to you. Best of luck with all your projects. I look forward to hearing them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll link my folk metal band, my other two bands, and
please
anything else that comes out of my head.
Yeah, oh, please do. Absolutely. I'm always up for listening to new music. It'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks very much, man.
Yeah, awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we are out.